Perfectly uncertain. Perfectly uncertain. Because everything we're feeling lives in the in-between.
There we go.
Wonderful.
Okay, now.
Happy Monday. Or whatever day.
Yeah. Take 100.
Maybe. Maybe. Possibly. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Now that we figured this out.
Hopefully.
Crossed. Hopefully no one comes out sounding like a robot.
I know. I was like, I ruined it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's all going to be good.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, here we are today.
Here we are.
Day 2.
Day 2, talking about
Leadership.
leadership.
Yep.
It's a good topic. I feel like it always comes up.
It does. And I feel like I've had many different like leadership roles throughout my life.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, it's interesting. I'm reading this book that is talks about leadership, and it very much aligns how I feel about leadership. But he overall talks about how leadership is really us serving other people,
Mm-hmm.
which I was like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, I like how he defined it.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense. I think that to be a leader, you have to be in service of your team and whatever the end goal is.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I mean, just thinking about my leadership roles throughout my life, I've been captains of sports teams, and you know, I was an orientation leader, and so were you.
Yeah.
Probably one of my favorite leadership roles that I've ever had.
Oh my God. I used to be so high on life
Yeah, me too.
at Springfield College that first 4 days of school.
Yeah, it was great. I learned a lot about myself.
Yeah. I think I probably looked like a crackhead in some sense. Well, because Springfield College is it was like a YMCA college
Wait.
before it was like Springfield College.
Wait,
it's
what
like
do you-
where the YMCA like started.
Oh, like really?
Yeah, for real. Like they
Oh.
have really big ties with YMCA.
I didn't know that.
Okay, so Springfield College is like a little bit of dorky. If you went to Springfield College, you know about the history because it's like embedded into your curriculum.
Mhm.
But Springfield College has really big ties with the YMCA. And so our orientation process, when you're an orientation leader, a lot of what you do throughout the week, beyond just like, you know, showing people around the campus, getting them comfortable, you're doing YMCA like summer camp chants. I swear to God. I swear to God. Like we are like, I think it's why I'm a good play therapist.
Yeah, probably.
Because I was just so comfortable being absolutely silly.
Oh
Like
my
silly.
God.
Like
I
if
love
you went to a YMCA camp or any summer camp,
Yeah.
I know your cheers, not because I went to camp, but because I went to Springfield College. Yeah, and that's what
That's
you
actually
did.
hilarious.
And it was so fun. And we would do these things. We would do like trust falls.
Yes, we did.
But from like I would stand on a rock wall and call my 5'2" roommate Liz across campus and be like, trust fall, 5, 4. Like, first of all, she couldn't catch me if she was right next to me, let alone sprinting across the green. And she would sprint across over. But that was the first time I went on like leadership retreats.
Yeah, me too.
Was as an orientation leader.
Me too.
And then I ended up applying for like other things at Springfield where we would go on retreats similar to that. Like I went on LTC, which I think is like, I don't remember what it stands for, but I want to say it was like leadership training camp or something like that. And then anytime there was like an application to work on campus over the summer as like a summer orientation, I would apply.
Yeah,
if I could be there, I was there.
Yep, I love that.
Doing all silly things.
Yeah, I know. I love that. It's so fun. I mean, we did ropes courses. And
oh, yeah.
So fun.
We had a whole East Campus.
Yeah.
That was just like adventure stuff and like learning and team building.
At Springfield?
Yeah, because there's a like outdoor education degree there.
Gosh, I wish I went
Dude,
there.
Springfield College. If anybody wants to go to Springfield College, let me know. I know a guy.
Maybe I should send my daughter that way.
Oh my God, you should.
I know.
I would go back for free You don't
That
even
is
have to
so
pay me.
funny.
I'll go back anytime. Yeah, I was so high on life at that place. I freaking loved being an orientation leader.
Yeah, I
I
did
was like,
too.
how can I be this as a career?
Yep. Yep.
They were like, don't work in higher education as like a student activities coordinator. They were like, don't do that. You're not going to make money. And I was
Well,
like, I'll be a pediatric speech therapist and still
still
not
not
make
making any
money.
money. Fair.
But I could still be silly.
Yes, you can.
Mhm.
But also, I mean, don't you feel like you learned so much about leadership?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, being a part of a team, you know, just learning about how each other like thinks and likes to work and how to be a part of something that's greater
hmm
than you.
hmm It's the first time I think I like really thought about leadership too.
Mhm.
Like, I think implicitly I must have thought about it throughout life,
Yeah,
through sports
through
and
sports, yep.
things of that nature. But uh, I don't think I really sat down and was like, well, what kind of leader do I want to be?
Yeah.
Or how do I lead right now versus how do I want to
Yeah.
lead? And I think that process is probably going to be like a lifelong
Yeah, it evolves. I mean, even
thing.
so just recently I was thinking about, I've worked really hard on what type of leader I want to be. And then it kind of hit me probably like a couple of weeks ago when I was thinking about this, and it's very similar how I treat my therapy sessions too. I need to meet my clients where they're at, but I also need to meet my team where they're at. And so it's not about what type of leader I always want to be, but also what type of leader do, the people I work with, the team that I'm leading, what do they need
Yeah.
from me?
hmm
So I think it's delicate balance between both those things.
hmm
And I struggle with that. At one point I'm going to be the leader that everybody needs. And then I kind of got lost in what my goals are and what my outlook is and why just thinking about kid sense is why did I start this and how does that look.
Mm.
And then I swung in this whole other direction of okay, I this is the leader I want to be, and I just hyper focused on that.
hmm
And now I'm kind of swinging back kind of in the middle where it's like okay, I can have my goals, how this is going to look, but also how do I how do I show up for my team for what they need, because really I feel the end result that I'm looking for is how do I empower everybody in my team that is working with me to maximize their gifts and how they want to be and how they show up,
Yeah.
you know?
hmm
But also just leadership even in my own with my own clients, like I'm serving them. How do I lead them to be their best person? What they need so they could be successful in life.
Right. And that's so individual.
Right.
So it's almost like you need to apply that principle to your other walks of life,
Yeah.
even though we're so used to doing it in session.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it was an aha moment for me as I was writing my Monday moments about just about I don't even think it was about leadership, but it was just about how do I show up for my team. And literally as I was writing that out, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, oh, wait, this makes sense.
stumbled upon it yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. But even leadership in my house too. Like I'm definitely leading my kids and so they can live their best lives and how that can look,
hmm
you know.
Yeah. I find I have a hard time in other areas relinquishing control.
That's tough. Me too.
I'm so bad at that. Like, for example, yesterday I was driving back from New Jersey and Jeff was like, oh, I'll start the laundry.
hmm
And I was like, great. But we also had to go pick up the dog
hmm
and we have to go to a laundromat. So it's like a whole thing when
hmm
you do
Yep.
laundry like that. So I was like, oh, that's great. Shower, go through the laundry and pick up the dog on your way back, switch it, and
Mhm.
then, we'll both be home. He was like, well, no, I'm going to go throw it in now. Then I'm going to come back and shower. Then I'm going to go switch it and then I'll get the dog. And I was like, no, that's
No.
wrong.
Yep. Well, it is kind of wrong.
Well,
I'm hearing this talk.
yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
I was like, this is wrong.
Yep.
I'm like, I don't know what you're thinking, but your plan's wrong. And
Yeah.
he was like, why? I don't care about going back and forth. And I was like, but you're like being so inefficient
Inefficient.
with your time. And he was like, Kaylee, I'm going to do it this way. You're not home. It's fine. And I was
Yeah.
like getting mad. And
Yeah.
he was like, why are you mad? And I was like, you're right. I'm like stuck in traffic for another hour and a half.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want.
I know, but I actually fully agree with you. And I've had
Yeah, it was wrong.
It's wrong.
It's
Sorry.
like,
Sorry,
it's
Jeff.
ridiculous.
I know
Sorry,
you're going to
Jeff, I
listen
love
to
you.
this, and I love you too, but that's wrong.
Yeah.
But don't worry, Kane's like this also.
I think it's just like boy brain.
It's boy brain. They just, I do this, then I do this. But
Yeah.
we are more efficient creatures. Honestly, no offense, I find, because we have really good future planning. And it's like we could hit this, this, and this on our way. And that just makes sense.
I was like, you're going to leave.
Mhm.
I'm like, but the clothes you're wearing are dirty.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to go throw our dirty laundry in, come home,
Mhm.
shower, change. Now, like,
Mhm.
you could have just washed that with our. I'm trying to relinquish control on that.
And
It's a small problem.
it's a small problem, but that's great that you're like, hey, I'm in traffic, like whatever, you do you. And that's great that he was like, leave this, let that be.
Well, he was just like, why do you care?
Yeah,
I was like, because you're wrong.
I know. I know. It's so
But
hard.
I guess it's like, he's like, but I don't care about going back and forth. He's like, I'm just going to do it this way. It makes sense to me. And I was like, all right.
All right. And it was fine.
Yeah. And then he went to go switch it like an hour and a half later or get it from the dryer. And it was like sopping wet.
Mhm.
And then he comes home and he's like, it's wet. And I was like, all right, well, did you like switch dryers? Maybe the dryer is broken. He's like, no, I just put it back on for an hour. I was like, but Jeff, if the dryer is broken,
It's still gonna be wet.
he's like, no, he's like, maybe I didn't start it. I don't know. And I was like,
Okay.
but this has happened before where
Yeah.
like he's gone to get our laundry and it's like soaking wet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, switch the dryer. Like
Yep.
maybe the dryer is broken. And he's like, no, that can't be it. And I was like,
Oh,
what?
What is it? Maybe he didn't turn it on.
No, but we went back in an hour and it was dry.
Dry?
So like it was fine. But I was like, my brain is like, okay, well, this was on for an hour and a half on medium. There's not that much laundry. These are
No.
like industrial dryers.
Yes,
It should
they
be
are.
dry.
Yep.
I'll switch dryers. Doesn't occur to him. He's just like, I'll just do it again.
Same thing.
Like, all right, okay. So
But it worked out.
It did work out. It did work out, but it doesn't always.
Yeah. Well, it did last night.
It did
Thank
last
goodness.
night. It all worked out. It's all good. Laundry's it's just like you would think after like 7 years of us going
Mm-hmm.
to this, or like 6 years of us going to this laundromat, that like we would have a better system. And I feel like sometimes it's like we've never done this before. both of us. But I think it's just because after we do it on Sunday, we like black out. That we
Yes.
had to do
Do
that
it.
until we do it again next Sunday.
Then
'Cause
it's
we're like,
next
this
week.
sucks.
I hate this.
Then once a month we're like, when we get a washer dryer in our home or apartment, we're do laundry every fucking day.
I do laundry every fucking day.
I was like, I'm gonna do it
Multiple
twice a
times.
day. I'm gonna
Ugh.
do it for just a sock.
Oh
Oh,
my God. No, you're not.
yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I'm gonna wash every piece of clothing individually.
How busy is the laundromat?
That depends on when you go.
Yeah.
If you go on like Sunday morning,
Mm-hmm.
oh busy.
Yeah.
But midday, it's fine.
All right. You ever
It's
go
like
there?
part
and,
of routine.
like you ever go there and you didn't have a washer and you have to wait?
No. There's a lot of washers.
Okay.
I don't know. Sock up.
Yeah. I want to buy a laundromat.
Dude, I'll go there.
You'll support me?
I'll support you.
All right, cool.
Can I have my own washer
I'll
dryer
I'll
that
have
says
your own
like,
washer and dryer that says Kaylee
like
and Jess
supples?
only. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be awesome. No, one day, watch out. When I get a washer dryer,
Yep.
I'm gonna run that water bill through the roof. I don't even care. It'll be great.
Oh my God, so
But
funny.
back to leadership,
But it is a control thing. I
It
agree
is.
with you. I'm a control freak too. I like to have control over things.
I think it's so crazy too, because I think at work, I feel as if I have no control.
That's interesting.
I mean, like realistically, I don't. Like I do and I don't.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, like I have some control over my schedule, but not
Oh
really.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So like if I needed to switch my schedule, I can make it happen. But like when it gets filled, who it gets filled with,
Yeah.
to some degree, I don't have any control over that.
Yeah.
In the session, I don't have control over whether or not the kid is going to participate
Yeah,
or engage or
it's
what
true.
level or how much we're going to get done or the progress. Like I have some control over progress,
Mhm.
but not really.
Yeah.
I was actually just talking to some therapists this week about it, of like, we've been trying to figure out and maybe I need outside perspective.
Mm.
Like, I have a lot of thoughts about this, but like, been trying to figure out how do we get more family buy-in to at-home carryover so
Mm.
that they can see the progress they want to see,
Yeah.
especially with our kiddos that are coming in for articulation,
Mm.
right? So we were talking as like a little department of like, how can we write an objective and how can we start this conversation at eval or at an updated plan of care of like, this is what we need to see from
Mhm.
you over the next 12 weeks.
Mhm.
We're going to give you practice every week. We want to track that it's done. We want to
Mhm.
track how much you're doing because 1 hour of intervention once a week
Mhm.
is not going to get you the progress that you want to
Yeah.
see, especially when they're kids like 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
And like we're getting into like busy sports schedules.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't want to go to speech, but still can't do R
Yeah.
or still have a frontal lisp or whatever it is. So I think in that aspect, it's really hard with control over like practice at home during the session. So I think when I leave work, my life is super controlled
Yeah.
of like the
Because it,
schedule I have every
yeah.
day, when I work out, what we
Mhm.
eat, where we do, because then it's like I need to have control over my day so I have time for other things.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Does that
No,
make sense?
it does make sense. Yeah.
But I think at the office, I lead with a sense of, oh, I've got this all under control. I
Yes.
don't think you could tell
I think
at
so.
our office
Mm.
that I am like flying by the seat of my pants,
No, I would not say that.
but I am.
I am too, but you probably
Yeah.
can tell that.
Just sometimes.
I feel like I have so many hats going on.
You do have a lot of roles.
I have a
You
lot of
way
lot of
more
things
roles than I
juggling.
have. I have like 2 roles, maybe
But
3.
I do feel like I have, it's like controlled chaos, I guess I would say.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
But I like that. I feel
you've
like I
always
like
been like
I
that.
like that hum. I like that hum of that vibe of my life, like where I'm slightly escalated. It's a bit of adrenaline rush.
Hmm.
I like to be slightly escalated and
You go
juggling all
towards
those
that.
balls. Yes.
I'm like sprinting away from it.
Yeah, no, I
That's
love
crazy.
that. We should talk to Amanda G about that. I talked to her a lot about this, but
She's always buzzing.
she but no, she is, but I don't know if she likes that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask her that because I often talk a lot about
I'd love to
how
talk to her about it because sometimes her like going through the day makes me anxious.
really.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a couple people we work with that like I'm like, oh, like I feel their energy and I'm like, oh my God, are we okay? Like, what's happening?
That's so funny.
And sometimes when she runs in, I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
what do you need? And she's like, nothing, I'm fine. And I'm
Yeah.
like, are you sure? Because you came in and I felt angst.
that is so funny. Do you feel like that about me?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes, yeah. I see. It's so funny. I like that. I like that space though.
Especially when you guys like, sometimes you guys like run in
Mhm.
and you're like on the phone with your stuff and you're like popping in and you're like, it's a meeting, but also I want to talk to you about like 10 deep things
Yep.
and like also like do this and do that. And I'm like, what?
I'm sorry.
No, listen, I'm more sensitive to that. Other people are like, yeah, it's Jen. And
Yeah.
I'm like, somebody get Jen a Xanax. Or me. One of us needs it. Like,
That is so funny.
yeah.
Well, I've taken Xanax for like flying and stuff, and
Yeah.
I can see how that like I would be hooked on that because I don't
Oh,
usually
yeah.
feel
Zen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I told you my naturopath told me I need to get acupuncture to learn how to
Relax.
relax and be comfortable because I feel very anxious when I don't have something like
You
100
like
things
being
going
busy.
on. I don't think I know any different. And then when I'm not busy, I literally crash like
Mm.
hard,
Mhm.
which is not healthy. But
No.
no. But thinking about leadership,
Real in.
But it's funny because I mean you're a leader at work. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I do well in that role. I don't think I'm good at following. So I
No.
think I have to lead
Mhm.
or I'd be like, F this.
Yep. So me too.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
But I don't think I would hope, and maybe I got to check in with our team because I'm not the head of our department,
No.
right?
But you're a senior therapist, which is a
Yeah.
leadership role.
But I'm also in the clinic more than our head of department.
Everybody goes to.
And I have no problem with that
Yeah,
because I don't have to do all the stuff that she has to do
it's true. It's true.
that I don't have time for.
Yeah, it's true.
But I do get to lead, and like I'll take students for us. I've
Yes.
taken CFs for us, which like I'm happy to do all the time. I would hope that I lead well by example,
Yeah.
and also in this like way of like I'll drop anything to chat with you and figure it out,
Yep.
or I'll come in early, or I'll stay late, or whatever we need to
Yep.
do. But at the same time, I don't need it to be like this formal, we're going to meet every week
Yep.
at this time, come with questions, I'll come with answers, because I just don't, it doesn't feel natural to me.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I think we set that up so it feels
Available.
yeah, and that it's something it's consistent. We have found in the past when we haven't been consistent and we've been very loose, a lot of our staff,
Yeah,
they feel out of control. They don't like that.
that makes sense.
Isn't that interesting? Which
Yeah.
it's so not my personality because I feel
Yeah.
very same as you when it's even if it's not a consistent setup thing, like we're still meeting and talking all the time and
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, it's interesting. Our COO is very organized, very,
It's
very
an
much
understatement. That's such
managed.
an understatement. She's a
Very
human,
much
human Excel sheet
yes, she
in the
is.
best way.
She's really taken the practice from loose family oriented to very structured
To a company.
to a company. Yes, she has.
Yeah.
She's done a very nice
Yeah.
job.
She's done awesome. When her and Elle were
Eliana.
both here,
Yeah.
it was like,
Yeah.
there was like this running joke that like when you went in for your annual, the table was divided of like your business annual and
Yeah.
like, how do you feel? And like, I wonder what side you sat on.
I definitely know it's how do you feel?
And it would be like half the table is crying and the other half is like, sorry, we can't give you a raise. And it's like, but we're so happy you're here. We love you. And that was like a running joke for a
Yeah.
while. I mean, it's still like kind of true in the
Yes.
sense that like, well, I think that's why you guys don't go to annuals anymore.
Amanda cut us out. I'm like, come on, dude. But I do think I think we need to swing it a little bit the other way. I think there has to
Yeah.
be some kind of mix of
There's
it.
got to be a little bit of
It's
both.
got to be a little bit of both.
There's got to be a little bit of both.
Yeah. So now we're trying to.
Well, I think there's a good balance. I mean, listen, I've been in the company long enough that
Yeah.
like I've seen different sides of it.
Yeah.
I would hope my friends that I worked with before and friends that I work with
Mhm.
now have the same consensus of like I try to see both sides of like
Yeah.
I try to see the clinician side, but I also try to look at it from a side of management and offer perspective on why something might be happening to kind of lessen the knee jerk
Yeah.
reaction, especially when we have newer therapists that are like
Yeah.
reacting to something.
Absolutely.
But I think it's good to have both someone who's thinking numbers and business and someone who's thinking morale and the more human side of it.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
agree. For just transparency, our business almost closed in 2021 it was.
That was a weird day.
That was the worst.
That was a bad day.
And they do say, just kicking this back to leadership, that a lot of times to be a good leader, you've had to stumble and fall and fail in order to, and then rise to, and then to a leader that you want to be in, that the team that, and how the team needs you. And like I've failed so many times in my life, but like
That was a tough
but that
one.
it was so hard.
Mhm.
I couldn't believe it. And so many things, like so many feelings for it. It was like, well, one, how did we get here? Two, it's something that I've put so much of my like, not, blood, sweat, and tears, but also all of my finances into.
Yeah. Yeah.
it was so scary. Like my house is on the line.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
just, and a lot of people don't recognize that obviously, but it's just, I would have been in
I think it's a
tremendous
tough
debt and
time to like, I think people get that on the outside.
Mhm.
I think on the inside, it's like, because I don't mean to diminish this at
No,
all,
no.
like the fear and what you guys had at stake. But I think as someone who was lower on the totem pole, it's like, yeah, cool. Like, I don't have a house, but this is my income.
Yeah,
And
of
like,
course. Oh, it's a big deal.
I also don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know how to say like,
Oh no, it
It-
was terrible.
yeah, it was a hard time for anyone listening that doesn't know what happened. Like basically we came into work, or we had a common time that
Mhm.
day, a meeting, and they were like, effective immediately, everyone is now hourly rate,
Mhm.
and we don't know
Yep.
what's next.
Yep.
And so like we understand if you want to look elsewhere,
Yep.
but like
I think we had individual meetings with everybody. I'm almost
I think
positive.
we did. And then it was like you had to work back up to becoming salary
Mhm.
because we had so many employees that were billing so far below their bottom line. And this is
Mhm.
just my understanding. So
Yep.
please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, you're not.
That like we couldn't afford to pay people their salary because they weren't bringing in enough money.
Mhm.
But there were like a couple of us that our schedules were booming.
Mhm.
And so I actually think when I was hourly, I was making more
You
than
probably
my
were.
salary. And I was like, this is great. I'll be hourly as long as we want. I'm making like more money.
Yep.
But then I had friends that were like barely billing 24 hours a week.
Yep.
And so like they're making like no money.
Mhm.
Or people that weren't clinicians that were working in our billing department or our front desk who are like their hours were cut
Yep.
because we couldn't afford for them to work more than 2 days a week.
Yep.
It was a really hard time.
It
A
was.
lot of people jumped ship, which
Yeah.
like I don't blame them. It
Oh,
was
I don't blame
scary. It
them
was
either.
uncertain.
It
It's
was
like
so scary.
I
We
don't
had one
even think
therapist who left and she came back.
she did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the worst. And I also think too because we got the PPP money in 2020 and then that
From
ran out
COVID.
from COVID and then that ran out and like financially it just the whole thing tanked.
And then we
And-
also had a big wave of COVID again.
Yes. Yep. And there was a ton of cancellations.
And it was like right near the holidays.
Yes.
It was like this would happen in January, right?
No, it was December. I had COVID. I remember I was sick with COVID when Amanda called me and she was like, we don't have enough money. I was like on my deathbed, by the way, also. I was so sick. I was like, I actually
What a
thought I was
time.
dying. It was terrible. I was like,
Yeah.
maybe I should just die. This is the worst time
Yeah,
of
it
my
was
life.
bad.
No, that was really bad.
I mean,
Um,
and what a time to be asked to lead a company when you're like, I don't have any fucking idea how we're
Mhm.
getting out of this,
Yep.
2, where we're going when we do,
Yep.
and 3, like, I don't know how to lead these people that like, I'm not even kidding. 90% of our staff, this was their first job.
Yeah.
Like this was our
Mhm.
like
Totally.
first out of college job. Some people have been there for years. Some people have
Yep.
been there for like less than a year.
Mhm.
It's like, I don't even know how you guys did that.
No, it was terrible. We took out
I feel like everybody blacked out.
yeah, I did. Well, we took out a large loan
Oh.
to sustain the company.
That checks out.
Yep.
I had no idea.
Yeah, we had to do that. Mhm. Yeah. Interesting.
Well, it's like now we have clinicians that like weren't around because they were like probably in high school when that happened.
Yeah, so
I think they
young.
were like actually seniors in high. I'm not even joking.
They probably, I think they were.
Or maybe they were freshmen in college.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
have no idea. Which
But
is
this
fair.
but that's great. But this is why we're so
Like
strict. on
now
our-
we're more
now
successful, right?
We are. Yeah, absolutely. I will never go back to that spot.
Yeah.
And this is why we have to make hard decisions that people don't like.
Fair.
But I just
Well, I was just having this conversation last week with a clinician of like, sometimes things happen and maybe you don't know the reason, but I guarantee you there's a reason behind it that's not just like, well, we want to cut their lunch short or
yeah.
we want to do this or do that. It's like, but it's hard when you're stressed and you're like covered in paperwork and
Mhm.
like you have so much to do and it's Friday and it's your lunch hour and you're so looking forward to just like an hour of getting your notes done, eating your lunch and like maybe stepping outside to get hit with that like, oh, filled this or oh, did that.
Mhm.
I get it. It's so hard in that moment to take perspective and it's so much easier to sit across the table and like offer a perspective.
Mhm.
But I think it's good to have that person across the table. I would hope that it's good to have the person
Yep.
to make you take a step back and be open to this idea of, all right, this isn't done with malintent.
No,
This is a job. This is what I have to do.
there's expectations.
One day. Yeah, there's expectations. Like
Mhm.
clearly there's something going on behind the scenes. And then next week maybe you come in and you do request a meeting to learn more about why some of that is done. Because
Yeah,
I think
totally.
unless you know the why,
Yeah.
it's hard to get past those things. I would encourage
agree.
more people to ask the why.
I think so too. And it's really hard too. I think a lot of people are very reactive where it's like, okay, let's look at our schedule from the start so it doesn't fall onto the Friday or when you're dead and tired, like at the end of the week, like front loading your schedule
Mm,
and that kind of stuff. But it's really hard. I think a lot of people coming, we have a lot of new, you know, young clinicians or
mhm,
staff
mhm.
that this is their first job. And I just don't think they really understand how the real world works in a lot of ways.
To some degree, yeah. I also think there's a confusion for people that go into private practice. Like we're not an agency,
Mm.
but you're not your own boss.
Hmm.
But there's this idea of working in private practice that you like make your own schedule and have more control
Mhm.
over it. Like I definitely had that thought that
Mm.
like I was going into private practice and I would have more control
Mhm.
over what I said yes to and what I said no to.
Mhm.
And you don't, but you do. Like it's so odd. And I try and tell our young therapists, especially when I take a CF, right? Like when I take a clinical fellow and those first couple weeks, I'm like, listen, the more you say yes to in the beginning,
Mhm.
the more likely they will listen to your no when it matters. So,
I agree with that.
and some people don't agree with that, right? They're like, well, you should just be able to say yes and no to things.
Hmm. I don't know where that really works in any
I,
employment,
I'm
but go
not saying
ahead.
that's right or wrong. I'm just saying, like,
I just
I
don't
have
know.
met people that are like, no, you should, like, if I don't want to do that, I should be able to say no.
Hmm.
But, like, when I first started with us, like, I would go anywhere I was sent.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, pick up this contract, pick up this contract, pick up this contract, go here, go there, go here, go there. Would you be open to switching your hours? Would you do this? Would you do that? I worked Saturdays for a year and a
Yeah.
half when I
Yeah.
started. And like, yeah, I didn't work Monday. I worked Tuesday through Saturday, but now it's like are like, I would never take a job where I had to work a Saturday.
So funny.
And it's like, okay, but we
Okay.
work in private practice. Like, so I didn't want to work till 7 every night. So I took a Saturday so that I could have like different hours.
Yep.
Where it's hard to work Monday through Friday and not work late when you work in a business where it's busiest from 3 to
Through
7.
7. I know.
It's
I
hard.
know.
It's hard.
It's hard.
And I get it. Nobody wants to work till 7, but then like you don't come in till noon.
Yeah. I know. And then you
Give
have the
and
morning.
take.
Yeah.
But I just like, I also am married to someone who also has a very untraditional schedule.
Yep.
So like, to me, I don't mind the later shift to have mornings home, or
Yeah.
I've also worked so many other places
Yeah.
in my
I
life
know.
and
I know.
seen different things. So it's a little different, but I would hope, at least in our office, I'm trying to bring this back to like leadership, that in those moments when I'm offering perspective, I'm leading in a sense of like, let's look at this a different way.
Yeah.
Or how can I offer you perspective so that you can go into this conversation more prepared?
Mm-hmm. Totally.
I always tell our new clinicians, if you go to them with a plan,
Mm-hmm.
they are far more likely to say yes
Yep.
and let you do it than if you just go in and say, I don't want to work till 7 on Tuesdays anymore. Or I don't
100.
want to work Friday afternoons.
Yes. 100%.
But if you go in and you're like, hey, I asked these 3 families, they're already okay. They're open with moving to this spot. Can I move this? Can I do
Mhm.
that?
Yeah. Then it's like, all right,
It's like,
that sounds like
yeah,
that's a
hell
good
yeah, go
plan.
for it.
Yes. And that's, I mean, that's really like, I call that it is middle management, which I think is one of the hardest roles because it's like, okay, you have to have perspective and understanding from, the business side and the
Right.
reasons why, certain things have to be a certain way. But then also you have the perspective of the newer clinician side and you are balancing both sides, both perspectives, validating both
Mhm.
sides.
Mhm.
And that's like probably the hardest job to have. It is so hard.
And that's why I don't envy our clinic manager.
Yeah.
I tell her that all the time.
Yeah.
Like when we talk stuff out and I'm like trying to
Mhm.
help her and I'm like, I don't envy you at all, but whatever you need, I'm here for you.
Yeah, it is. It's
Um,
the toughest job.
yeah, I
You
don't want that job. I'm like, I just want to treat. Just let me treat and like
It's a good learning
we can hash
experience,
it out.
though.
We can hash it out. No, I think I'm good where I'm at. I'll lead from my middle seat at the island. I like my role right now.
So funny.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I think you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, no, you do.
Like I get to lead, but I also get to like treat.
Yeah, well, treating's the best part, but you're also leading in your treatments too.
Yeah.
You know, you're leading
Someone's
the,
got to be in charge.
yep, you're leading your client to where they need to go. You're leading the family. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like it all like, I don't know. It just like, and again, I just go back to what Will Humphrey had said in his book. Leadership is, it's not, it's also serving yourself, but serving others,
Mhm.
and you're,
I thought of a question.
yeah.
I want to talk to you about this, and I think it's an ongoing conversation. When you said like you lead your families,
Yes.
I find it incredibly difficult or tricky to navigate that role with families when I don't have children.
Yes. Yes. I just had a therapist say this to me too. Yeah.
Maybe it was one of my friends, but I really find it tricky, especially when it's the social emotional kids.
Mm-hmm.
I find it really hard having that conversation with parents or navigating those conversations that continually come up that really are parenting questions
Mm-hmm.
that I can offer suggestions
Mhm.
or insight of what works here
Mm-hmm.
or what I've been told by other people,
Yeah.
but I don't have children.
I know.
I
But-
am not a parent.
Okay, so I'm going to put a couple of things there. I agree. I feel like I changed as a clinician when I had kids.
Yeah.
But I feel like when I look back before I had, because I was a clinician for years before I had kids. I had met at I don't even know when I had her. But I think like the advice that I was giving was good, solid advice because I've always been around kids.
Mhm.
I've, and also I'm a professional and I've studied behavior,
Mm.
and I think I think a lot of it is just like relationship dynamics and
Mhm.
behavior. And it's, and you've studied that and you know that you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I have a hard time, and then maybe it's my own thing that I need to like get over, but I find it difficult, and especially when I have the harder conversations with
Mhm.
parents.
Yeah.
I find it hard saying certain things when I'm like, I'm not at home with
Mhm.
you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's like.
Yeah.
I don't have to do this all day.
Mhm.
I do this for an hour with your child once a week,
Mhm.
maybe twice.
Yeah.
Like, I can give you the strategies and the advice, but I know it's got to be difficult to implement them consistently.
It is, but that is probably the most important thing a parent can do.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know how to say like, "Oh, well this is how I did it," or "This
Mhm.
is how I would do
I
it."
know.
Because like I don't know how I would do it.
It's hard when you're emotionally invested. Like, I mean, even so as a parent, I've brought my kids to Kid Sense to get therapy
Mm,
and
mhm,
because I couldn't do it as a mom because I'm a mom, I'm not their therapist
mhm,
and
mhm,
I'm so thankful you know that I did that. But when you're emotionally invested, it's hard for you to think straight sometimes.
mhm.
And I think getting that outside perspective, even from people that didn't have kids, as a parent, I still valued it.
Mm.
Um, because when you're in it, you sometimes can't think straight.
Yeah. I think I've also just had some experiences with families that were poor
Mm-hmm.
that I try not to let influence
Mm-hmm.
how I do things after, but I find I have to gauge where the family's at before I can have some of those conversations, which I think is typical, right? Like
Yes,
you
totally.
should kind of feel out where
Yeah.
they're at. But yeah, it's hard. I don't know. I find that the trickiest area to lead.
Yeah, a lot of our young clinicians say the same thing. They're like, how can I give parenting advice for somebody, to somebody of my family's when I'm not a parent myself? But we all have not only our, education and our clinical experience, but we also have our personal, a lot of us that have gone into pediatrics have babysat their whole life.
Hmm. Hmm.
They know child development,
Yeah.
you know, so just being confident in that, so what does that mean? A therapist that like chooses not to have kids, like you don't think a parent would respect that? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think it's just a good conversation to
Yeah.
continue to have.
Yeah, I
I
do too.
mean, Jeff and I talk about it a lot
Hmm.
while we're in this like stage of, do we want kids? Do we not want
Yeah.
kids? What do we want to do? Like, I was just with one of my best friends who had a child, and I came home and I was like, God bless that fucking IUD I just got replaced, because
I know.
I can't. I was like, I don't know how I would go to work all
Hmm.
day with kids
Hmm.
and then come home. And I know it's my kid. It would be so different, but like,
It is
I'm
different.
so tired. I don't have a kid right now.
I mean,
And it's
having
like,
kids is so tiring.
yeah, but it's like, we literally had this conversation last night in the car where I'm like, Jeff, I feel like it would be so terrible of me to be someone who loves kids, who does everything all day with kids, to be like, I don't want one.
Why?
I don't know. This is something I've been wrestling with
Oh,
recently, of like, we really want to like do a lot of traveling, and there's a lot of
yes.
things we want to do. And like financially right now, we couldn't afford a child.
Yeah,
And
it's
everyone's
so
like, you would
expensive.
make it work. And it's like, yeah, but I don't want to fucking make it work.
I mean, listen, you could make it work.
Of
Of
course
course you could.
you could.
But it's also, yeah, but that is the choice because it is a sacrifice.
Right. And there's so much that we want to do that we haven't been able to do,
Hmm.
that I'm like, I'm not ready to like stop doing that.
Yep. Yeah, I know. It's
I
and
don't want to like do all the traveling when I'm 65 and my
Mhm.
knees fucking hurt. Like,
Yeah.
I want to go now and
Yep.
stay in the cheap places
Yep.
and go on these like long ass
Yep.
tours, do all those things. I don't really want to spend my weekends
Yeah. So yep. Say
as a taxi driver
going
between
from sports.
I don't want to do it. Like, I want to
know.
go play golf with Jeff.
Yes.
We want to go see places and do things and
Experience everything.
experience everything. Like, and then my mom's like, well, when am I getting a grandchild? And I'm like, I don't
I
know.
know.
I don't know. And I have never wrestled with this
Yeah.
idea,
I
ever.
know. It's a sacrifice. I mean,
I've always been like, oh, I'm going to have like 3 or 4.
yep. Yep.
And everyone's like, yeah, you'd be a great parent.
Yeah. Oh,
You
you'd
guys
be
would be
great parent.
awesome.
Great.
And now I'm like, all my friends are saying this is very overrated. I'm not even kidding. Like,
Well,
all my friends that have had kids, they're like, this fucking sucks.
Well, I told you when you said you stayed at your friend's, and she's so cute.
Oh
Oh,
my
she's
God, I'm so in
so
love with her.
adorable.
Oh, I'm gonna spoil the crap out of her
Oh,
for her
she's
whole life.
so
Oh,
cute.
she owns me.
Yes.
She owns me.
So cute.
She owns me. She owns her mother. She owns she's the first
I
one.
know. She's so cute.
Oh my God, she owns me.
But that was the thing I said. The first thing I'm like, when I had Madeline, that was the most difficult time of my life. Like, I've had
Mhm.
kids back to back, but Madeline
The first one, Amber always
was
says, the first one rocks you.
rocked my world.
Yeah.
But then, I had Molly, she had brain surgery, all that, and that was terrible. And then I was, when Molly was 7 months old, I got pregnant with twins, and it was crazy. But I still go back to Madeline was the hardest. And she
sorry.
wasn't even a hard kid. She wasn't even a hard baby.
Yeah, yeah,
She was great.
yeah,
But I mean, when I say rocked my world, oh my God,
yeah.
rocked me.
I just don't, and I feel incredibly selfish saying
No.
that. Like, I just don't know if it's gonna happen, or if I like
Oh.
want to do that. And I it's my own thing to deal with, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's an ongoing conversation with my husband, because and this is why I know I'm not ready, because it changes.
Yeah, it does.
So like day to day, hour to hour, it
Mhm.
changes. Like, sober me, no way. One
Mhm.
drink in, I'm like, oh my God, I want a baby.
I know.
And I'm like, no, I don't. I can't have a drink with a baby right now. I'd be pregnant.
Mhm.
I don't think I'd be good. I think I'd be really bad.
I didn't love being pregnant. I didn't love people love being pregnant. I did not love being
Yeah.
pregnant.
I don't think I'm going to do well. I don't do well nauseous, and I know I'm
Mhm.
not pregnant.
I know.
But I digress. Yeah, that's something that
You
I
know,
think we could talk about for years and years and
yes,
years and
yes.
years.
I want to dive into that, but I know we don't have the time.
We've got plenty of time over the course of this, but
Yes.
yeah, it's something that we've definitely started talking about of like, wow, I've never questioned it, and
Yeah.
now I question it so hard.
I'm feeling like I'm hearing that quite often now. A lot of people that have gotten married and they're like, no, I don't want kids. I mean, it's like overall in America too. They're saying
Yeah.
like it's this huge decline.
Do you want to know the biggest factor?
You're not sure you want to bring a baby into this world?
No.
Oh.
I don't want this to come out the wrong way. So I'm going to choose my words so incredibly carefully.
Okay, I won't be insulted.
No.
Maybe somebody over here will be.
Because I love every child we work with.
Oh, yeah.
And I am so grateful to the families that allow me to be part of their journey.
Yeah.
I am so scared of having a child that is very disabled
Yeah.
because of the impact I see that it has on
On
families.
families. It's hard.
Whether it's a genetic mutation, whether it's autism, whether it's something completely different. Like, I know what it takes to be a part of the community that is going to raise that child.
Yeah.
And I know it's a privilege to be a part of it. But like, I think it'd be like, I think I'd be fraudulent to say that it's not like one of the biggest driving forces of like, it's terrifying. It's
Yes.
terrifying.
So interesting. It's so interesting because
I don't think a lot of people want to say it out loud.
No, I agree. I mean, even when I was having twins, I was worried.
Mhm.
You know, I was worried. But even if when they asked, and I think they automatically do it now, but if I wanted to get tested,
Like the genetic testing
the genetic
panel.
testing,
Mhm.
I declined it
Hmm.
because I was like, it is what it is. But I was already pregnant.
Yeah.
And
That's what my friend just said that had the baby. Like, she was like, her husband is or his last name is very Jewish. I don't believe he was raised Jewish, but there's an additional panel that sometimes they do.
Mhm.
And she was like, why?
Mhm.
She's like, what am I gonna do?
what am I gonna do?
We're already in it.
Totally. I have spinal bifida that runs in my family, so on my dad's side and my mom's side, but
Mhm.
yeah,
No, it's just something that I think I've been forced to think about so much just because of what we do every
in the
day.
field.
And like, yeah, I just,
Yeah. You would be fine.
I know I
I
would
know,
be
fine.
fine.
I
We
know.
would
I
be
think you're just
fine.
wrestling with the fact of there's so many sacrifices,
Yeah.
of things that you wanna do. Like,
I would have to be in service for the rest of my life.
Yeah, you will, and that's
Yeah.
that's me. I'm a
Yeah,
slave.
no, and
I'm a slave.
I wouldn't
And
be here if somebody didn't
Mhm,
make that
mhm.
sacrifice, right? Like,
I know,
I
but that's different,
understand that.
right, but that's a choice, and your parents decided
Of course.
that,
Oh,
and you
and
have
they're really not putting pressure on us. Like,
No, 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 I don't think they are too, but I'm saying, like, that was their choice, and that's what they chose, and,
Mhm.
but yeah, I don't know, but yeah, you'd be in service for the next, but it goes fast.
Of course, of course.
Hmm.
And there's obviously like,
There's so many, like,
I
sacrifices that I'm so happy,
mhm, mhm.
that,
It- It's clearly got to
enjoys
be
and
great because everybody does it. Or
Yeah.
a lot of people do it.
It's
you
probably
know?
it's definitely just parenting alone is the most challenging, difficult job I've ever had, but it's also literally the best, and it's the most rewarding.
Mm,
Like, and it's, there's so many highs and so many lows,
yeah.
you know.
It's just
Yeah.
something I've been
Yeah.
thinking about.
Maybe you're just not ready.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think the
because you're not-
further the flip flop goes,
Yeah.
like the further I flop and flip,
Yeah.
the time between the flip flop,
Yeah.
I think then I'll know.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can't say that we're 100%. And I think if we're not 100%, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, of course. And Jeff's what the most important thing is you and Jeff being on the same page.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Okay.
Jeff has always been not like on the fence. Like, he's like, no, I've always known like I would be a great dad.
Yes.
He's like, but I've also always been the kind of guy that's like, if I marry someone and they don't want kids, I would be okay.
Okay.
And if I married someone and they did want kids, then I would be thrilled.
Yeah.
He's like, so he's like, I know we're making this decision together.
Mhm.
He's like, but you're the one that's wrestling more than I do.
Yes.
He's
Well,
like,
because he's good either way, so he's not influencing. It's really
and
kind
he's
of,
like he is more team like we could live such a large life
Yep.
if it's just us.
oh my gosh, Kane and I talk about that all the time.
We would live, and he's like, we have so many kids that we would spoil the
Mhm.
crap out of and be a part of every milestone,
yeah.
and we'd get to come home and it would just be us in
Yeah.
bed.
Yeah.
He's like, think of the treats we could give Parker.
I know. It's so true. Parker's
He could
like,
get groomed.
yes.
We get groomed every 6 weeks. We wouldn't have to go 8 and decide if we're getting his nails clipped. It's like, we could do it every 6.
I know. It's so true, though, but it
He's like, we
is.
could play golf
We go
all
all the
year
time.
round.
All the time.
I'm like, I know.
I know.
I'm
It's
like, don't
crazy.
think I don't think about it. That's why I'm flipping and flopping, man.
Well, that's it. I mean, even so, like Kane and I, we didn't go on a date outside of the house for years. We didn't have a babysitter. We were here in Connecticut. I mean, our families are in Massachusetts and New York, and we were so broke. So our treat was, I remember on Thursday nights, because I always worked at Kid Sense late, I closed, and by the time I would get home, we would have dinner. Like I would come home, I would hop in the shower, he'd run, get takeout. We'd split a chicken quesadilla and chips and salsa, and we'd have a date on the couch. Like literally.
Nice.
You're like, that sounds terrible.
That sounds horrible. No, but it's also like your little thing.
I know, but
Everybody
I mean, that's
has
what we
their
could
little
do.
thing.
But that's what we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
You find the moments. You
Yeah.
find the pockets of time.
Yes.
And I think that's where I'm like, I don't want to be cramming in
Mhm.
10 minutes with the person that like,
Yep.
I want to spend every single minute with.
Yes. It's so interesting. And this for another discussion that, a topic for our podcast, which we have listed, but just, I've always been, and I
On
was
our
telling this
shared
to
notes.
Kane last night, that I've always considered myself a feminist, but it's just,
Mm.
I've come to a point, and I don't know, I wrestle with this. I always wanted, we're equal. I mean, I actually think women are better than men, but just
That's
gonna
not
say
a
that
hot
out
take.
loud. Yeah.
I mean, it's just a fact.
Fact. But
Men wouldn't be here without women.
yes, and I just think, but now I've just, I do work full time. I work a lot of hours.
Mhm.
But I also am still the one who's running our household too. And it's not because my husband isn't great. He's great. He's great. I'll ask him to do anything. He's 100% there to support me. And
I mean, he basically built this
Yes.
for us.
thanks, Kane.
Yeah, shout out Kane, our producer.
But he would love to do this full time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But I mean, and we were talking about it last night. I'm like, but I've just added so much more work onto my plate, and it's not like I can't afford, and I never could afford a nanny, but I didn't want a nanny because I want to raise my kids, because that's why I had kids. And
Yeah.
I love working, and
Yeah,
it's hard.
It's hard to do it all.
And I'm the one who does the whole mental load. I'm the one, who's sitting on the couch, we're watching TV, but I'm meal planning for the week. I'm the one who's, grocery shopping, and I'm the one who's making the doctor's appointments. And, that's not even on his radar. I have to make
Yeah.
the kids,
Listen, I
physicals.
remember my mom being like, if she made, we always had this thing about pork chops.
Mhm.
We were like, stop making pork chops. We don't want to eat them anymore.
Well,
and she's like, then you fucking cook.
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, we love pork chops.
Yeah. Well, I had a
We're like,
meltdown
I'll
the
eat
other night.
cereal.
I came home.
Yeah.
There's dishes in the sink.
Oh, do you yell at your kids about initiative?
Oh, I absolutely melted down.
I hate that fucking word.
Melted down.
Because
Or
no,
no,
initiative,
initiative.
because that's what my mom would scream at us. And now, of course, it's like all I do is take initiative.
Well,
I'm like, wow, she was right.
So that's going to happen. So my kids, they're going to turn around because it's horrible. And I was like losing my mind. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even making dinner. I'm all done with you guys. And I did. I was like, and I went to bed. I didn't eat dinner. I wasn't making dinner. And I also said, now everybody's going to pick a night because they're making dinner for the family.
Yeah.
I'm all done. I'm all done.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're all
Well,
behind
your
texting.
daughter is interning with us right now.
Oh, yeah.
and we asked the interns to do the laundry
Oh
on
yeah.
Friday.
Mhm.
And she was like, I don't know how to do
She
laundry.
doesn't. Nope. My kids don't know how to do laundry.
And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, girl, you going to learn today. I was
Yep.
like, you got to learn. You're going to college in like a
I
couple
did
months.
tell her I was going to teach her this summer.
Well, she started to learn on Friday.
God, I hope those clothes aren't ruined.
I think they left them in the washer when they
Oh,
left on Friday. So,
so they're probably still there.
and guess who didn't move them? Me. I totally saw it. If anybody at the office is like, who left these in here? I definitely left them in there because I was like, no, the interns are going to rewash it and put it in the dryer
Oh,
because they should have told us that
Yep.
they needed to be switched or
Mhm.
something.
yeah. So I just talking about control. Okay. I don't want anybody managing the laundry in this house because I have a system.
Mm-hmm.
Even when Chris and Amber lived
Mhm.
here,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to do their laundry. And I did sometimes. And it's only
The way
because
that you were just like, I wanted to do this.
yeah, because I did all of a sudden when I went to do the laundry and there was stuff there or it was on, I was like,
God damn.
God damn it,
Mhm.
messing my schedule, So
Yeah.
I was like, just leave it, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Just leave your stuff, I'll do it.
It's easier
And
to
it was
do
just
it your way.
easier. It was just
Mhm.
easier. So I talk about control freak. But I did. I taught Madeline how to do laundry the summer before she left.
Mhm.
Molly, I'll teach her as well. But my parents were like that too. I didn't learn how to do laundry until I was leaving for school.
Mm.
And back then we didn't have cell phones or anything. So my parents hand wrote out directions on how to use the washer and dryer.
Yeah.
Instead.
I learned how to do it in high school. My mom was, because she was like, I don't know your track schedule.
Mhm.
She's like, you know it.
Mhm.
She's like, I know when some of your meets are,
Mhm.
but you know your practices, you know what you need, you know what uniform you need for
Mhm.
what. She's like, you need to make sure you have it all done
Yeah.
and ready.
Mhm.
So if I was stinking, it's because I was wearing a dirty uniform that I forgot to wash. My mom was like, the laundry's on you now. And it was, and I learned how to do it in probably like my junior year of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about the laundry. I think Thomas's uniform's in the wash right now. I have to throw that in the dryer when we're all done with this.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Kaylee.
Well,
Leadership. I'm serving.
I don't even know. I don't know how we got here.
But no, because it's all how we serve. We're serving our clients,
Deciding when
our
to serve,
teammates. Yep.
how to serve.
Yeah, how to serve,
Mhm.
how to show up.
Hopefully we're doing okay. If we're not, don't tell us.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't wanna
I'm
know.
just trying my best.
I don't want to know. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
But-
cool.
See you next time.
Yeah, definitely.
All
All
right.
right, cool.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for being here.